Actually, my brother is an airline pilot. He just came back from Japan on his first overseas trip to Asia. Left a real impression on him. Now, didn't you live in Tokyo for a while?
Oh, I thought you were going to say that I was like on the flight and complained it was too cold or something the whole time. We can settle this privately, you know. I did. When I was 15, I hung out in Japan for a summer, in Tokyo primarily.
Okay, what was the story behind that, and what impression did it leave on you?
I had won a little modeling contest in Nashville, Tennessee, and I ended up being signed by Elite. And somehow or another, in a vacuum of reason, persuaded my mother to let me go to Japan by myself. I don't know. What I remember, Kentucky Fried Chicken. I was extremely picky until recently, and I had a hard time eating there.
You know, every interview I've read with you described you as being extremely self-confident. And your character in the movie is very self-confident, and at one point there's a reference that your social life in the movie isn't all that great. In real life, does that scare men off as a woman being self-confident? Do you find guys are scared of you sometimes?
Help! That I don't know. I would see. My sister loves to pontificate on that. That's really her topic. She's the one who takes questions of this ilk. I don't know. And if they're, you know what? If they're intimidated, who needs them anyway?
You know, some great makeup in this movie. The scene when you're at the press conference.
Thank you. Ben Nye Jr.
Okay, well, I'm just wondering, what is the makeup artist saying to you when they're putting on that type of makeup when you've been, you know, assaulted? And how does the crew treat you when you walk out and you look all banged up?
I just say, well, you should see the other guy.
Okay. Morgan Freeman, every time I talk to him, I just love sitting there and listening to him tell stories. What were some of the things about him that surprised you?
He's a very good singer, which I hadn't known. And he's a little bit more sassy than I thought he would be. And I expected him to be devoted to his family, but even more so than I had anticipated. One of his daughters works with him, and he had grandbabies around a lot.
Right. You know, on A Time to Kill, of course, you had blonde hair in that film. And I'm just wondering, did you notice a difference in the way men react to you when you're blonde as opposed to brunette?
They are uniformly intimidated.
Okay, and I got a question about one family question. I always bring tapes of my work to my parents, and they watch it and get critiqued. Do you, does your work get a lot of feedback from your family?
Well, I mean, that's my family. It's all positive, you know. And when they see a character or they hear about a certain story, you know, they get really excited, say, oh, that's the kind of, you know, woman we'd love for you to play.
Right. Okay, and one last question about theater. It always amazes me, like you go to New York and the whole thing about the stage door is when you do a play, you walk out and you're on the street there right after a play.
Right.
Have you ever had any humorous, bizarre experiences leaving a theater after a play with autograph seekers or people wanting to meet you?
No, but while I was doing Picnic on Broadway, what I liked is that we attracted the older crowd who had seen the play in its first incarnation in the 50s.
Oh.
And so they would tell me about their reaction to the performances given by Paul Newman, and now she was absolutely exquisite, and I can't remember the name of the woman who first played Madge on Broadway. But that was really fun because they liked our production very much, but they also got to share with me what it was like to see it for the first time so long ago. And of course I kept expecting miraculous things to happen because that's where Joanne Woodward and Paul Newman met and fell in love. I had big eyes around the theater the whole time.
Okay, great. You're a charmer. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.